Hey everybody, welcome to the 2026 predictions. This is my first video, so pardon me, I might be stuttering a bit, but if you are here, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, and just want to do a breakdown of the reading. So essentially, um, I'm gonna do each pile. Will go a bit into your love life, your career and finances, and then your overall growth. But we will start off with an overall theme for your 2026, and we'll end it off with any significant astral houses or months that might be important going into 2026. I do plan on doing more in-depth videos for career and finance as well as love life. And without any further ado, um, let me introduce you to the piles. So, pile one is the amethyst, raw amethyst. Pile two, you have the tiger's eye. Pile three is the Botswana agate. Okay, and yeah, without any further ado, let's get into your reading. Hi, pile one. For those of you who chose the raw amethyst and the tarot of the divine, this is going to be your 2026 reading. I just pre-shuffled the oracles before we got started just to save some time. So we're going to look at some tea leaves for the overall theme. We'll start by looking at this one. And your theme for 2026 is perception with the number 35, which reduces to the number 8. In numerology, the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it. Very interesting. And then let's look at your tea leaves. Okay, we have cup. You should accept valid criticism. We have dog barking, advice from friend. Dog close up, interesting two dog cards. Pleasure with a close friend. And four-leaf clover, great good fortune. Okay, lots about friendship, which is very interesting. I just want to see if you guys can see everything. Okay, so I'm gonna roll some astro dice and then we'll get going. Okay, so for pile one, what's in store? Okay, we have Neptune in Virgo in the second house. Very interesting. Okay, so Neptune is a planet that is all about fantasies and dreams, sometimes about illusions. It's very mystical. It's basically Piscean energy. And Virgo is kind of the opposite. It actually is the opposite of Pisces. So it's all about practicality. In the second house, your second house is your security, it's your finances, it can be your family as well. Um, so interesting that you have the planet of Neptune in the second house in Virgo. Maybe 2026 is all about trying to manage your finances better, maybe making less impulse buys and thinking things through before actually like making a big purchase. There could also be a message about more money coming in general, especially with the four-leaf clover. And it's funny because the cup card talks about criticism and this talks about perception, and it reminds me very much of Virgo energy. It's very analytical and Virgos are very critical. So you might be putting your finances, maybe your family life in general, under a microscope, just to look at how your spending is, or um, just in a general sense, trying to be a bit smarter with your spending. I think the way you're looking at things is also going to be different. And because we did get friend come up twice, there might be somebody coming into your life that is a friend that helps you with this aspect of your life. I am hearing for some of you that maybe some of you are becoming qualified as lawyers. So take that if it resonates. That was just a random message. So, yeah, I think there is also a message here about self criticism and trying to kind of change the way you look at yourself in 2026. There could also be significance about a friend who's helping you do that. Yeah, it could be somebody you already know or somebody that is still coming into your life. So these are the general themes that I'm seeing so far for 2026 for you, Pile One. Also, the perception card also talks about curiosity, and Virgo is a very curious sign. I mean, it's ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is all about communication, it's curiosity, it's intellect. So being more smart about your finances instead of going in head first with maybe purchases. Um, Also, I keep getting this message about looking more into your family life. So maybe there are family expenses that you guys need to look more into. Okay, so this is a very fortunate card, so that's interesting. I am going to go in more depth now, and I'm going to look at your love life, and then we're going to look at your career and finances, and then we will end with anything for your personal growth. Okay, so I'm gonna do two for your love life, and then I'm gonna do two oracle cards as well, and then we can take it from there. Yep. Okay, for pile one's love life, what can pile one expect? Pile one's love life, what can pile one expect in 2026? Okay, we have the King of Wands in reverse. Pile one's love life, what can we expect? And the Three of Pentacles. Okay, and then the back of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And then I'm just going to pull your oracle deck as well. Okay, for pile one's love life, what can pile one expect? Okay, we have stillness. And then I'm going to pull one more. Okay, pile one's love life, what can pile one expect? For pile one's love life, what can they expect? Pile one's love life. Okay, we have portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, and wildcard. Okay, I just want to see if you guys can see everything. Yes. Okay. So, pile one. There could be somebody coming towards you that you know from work, or maybe just a community. Maybe it is a group of friends as well. Perhaps it's somebody that you have already had come towards you previously, but you just were not interested. Because from the energy that I'm seeing here, there might not be enough, maybe passion that's making you want to invest in this connection. I have a feeling that you guys are going to be very self-focused in 2026, especially with the stillness and the portal card that says you decide. I think there are going to be opportunities that present itself, but it's ultimately up to you. And I do feel like this is going to be a very self-focused year, especially with the King of Wands in reverse. I think you're working on your finances, especially with the two Pentacle cards. Excuse me, that came up here. So I do see that this is significant, and I also see there's a 3-7 and 3-7 repeating itself, so that might be significant to some of you guys. But yeah, this is very much a year that you're focused on your finances, on yourself, on building a community is what I'm hearing. Creating that rapport, I'm also hearing, maybe with co-workers, if that resonates with some of you guys. Expanding your business is also something I'm hearing. I don't think it's a year that you want to invest really in relationships. There might be a wound as well that's kind of preventing you from doing that. But with the rainbow and the butterflies, especially on this card, it makes me think that it's a very transformative year. And the 3 and 7 reduces to 1, which is all about self. you know, the first house talks about self. So, and then we have the 3 and a 7 again. So I do think this is a very self-focused year. And also on the portal card, there is just one person here. On the 3 of Pentacles, you can even see that there's this person here and there's people behind her, but they don't really seem to care, and they're just kind of doing their own thing here. So I do think that this is going to be a very self-focused year. Um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, I do see that there may be an opportunity presenting itself from somebody that you may know from the past, but I don't think it is something that you're going to be very interested in. I'm just going to rearrange the cards because they're annoying me a bit. um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Page of Swords. I mean, you know, this person looks like they're definitely on an adventure of their own. So I think it's very much a year that you're kind of deciding on what to do for yourself and reinvest, I heard, in yourself as well. That's what Spirit's saying. Um, dogs also might be significant. I can't believe I didn't bring that up previously, but dogs or maybe animals in general might be significant to you guys. We have the bird here, we have the 2 dogs, we even have butterflies here. So animals might be important to you. I'm hearing that some of you might start a nonprofit as well. So if you do, that's amazing. I think that's incredible. Um, yeah, and that is what I'm seeing for you guys in terms of your love life. I just feel like in general, you're not gonna have that um drive to kind of, I don't want to say, but it's coming to mind, so maybe I should say it. I don't think you guys are gonna be too focused on chasing, quote unquote, anybody. I think maybe there's past relationships, maybe even with friends, where you had to do that. But I think this 2026 year is all about you just putting yourself first, putting yourself on a pedestal is also what I'm hearing. Um, and yeah, I mean, this card also says doors are opening, rewards, and wild cards. So I think it also is up to you, you know, if the opportunity does present itself, and I'm hearing maybe towards the end of the year, you feel like this is something that you do want to pursue, then I mean, Spirit does say, you know, there is the blessing there should you pursue that, but it does seem very self-focused at the moment. So yeah, I'm hearing that you guys also might have some very vivid dreams going into 2026. So maybe keeping a dream journal is also helpful. I mean, Neptune also talks about your dreams, so that might be something important for you guys to do. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, like I said, and Mercury is also about like writing and journalism and stuff like that. So that might be something that you guys want to look into. Um, but yeah, I'm also hearing that your dreams might be getting into it. You might be reevaluating your dreams to go towards like a more practical sense. Maybe you guys have been maybe too in your head in the past. Sorry, I know this is not love life per se, but in general, it could apply to your love life as well. So maybe that's why you guys need to take a step back and look at things a bit more practically. The second house is also ruled by, it's a Taurus house, a Taurian house. So it is earth energy again with Virgo, and that is all about stability and groundedness. So yeah, I am getting that. And I think it's also very interesting that you guys got perception, um, because it reduces to a number 8, and number 8 is Scorpio. It's very transformative energy, and I did say with the butterflies as well that it is very transformative. So I think this year is going to be very important for you guys. It is going to be very transformative regardless. And for your love life, Spirit is saying that it is going to be self-focused, and that is the right way to go. There may be opportunities that present itself, and you may not even be interested in it because you're just so focused on hearing go go go. So I think you're focused on your job opportunities, your finances, your career, furthering yourself in general, growth on yourself in general. Some of you guys may even be taking a trip, or I'm hearing that some of you guys might be taking dance lessons as well, so that might be something to explore in 2026. But I do love this energy for you, Pile One. So this is what I have for your love life, and I'm gonna go into your career and finances next. Okay, let's go into your career and finances, Pile One. Okay, for Pile One's career and finances, What do we have in store for 2026, please, Spirit? 2026 for Pile One's career and finances. Okay, for career and finances. Do we have for career and finances? I do want to get one more for Pile One's career and finances. Okay, King of Wands at the back with the Three of Coins again. That's very interesting. Okay, let me pull our Oracle cards and then we can go into it. Okay, career and finances for Pile One. Okay, I might be saying this wrong. I think it's higher. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Okay, Korean finances for Pile One. What do we have for Korean finances? Control. Okay. I just want to see if everything is in frame. Okay. Okay, Pile One, your career and finances. I'm hearing that some of you might be recovering from a big loss. Maybe it was some sort of investment that didn't follow through. I am hearing a gamble, so that might be applicable to some of you guys. I think maybe this is where the friend comes through. Maybe they're helping you out financially. That's possibly why. Oh, okay. That might be why that you guys need to relook at your finances going into 2026 and kind of look at it in a practical sense because of something that you guys may have been facing or are facing currently. I don't want to say will facing, it feels like it might be a current energy that you're going through. So this is a year about recovering that. I think that some of you may have also left a job or you could have lost a job as well. So yeah, so I do have the King of Wands, the Three of Coins, which is the Three of Pentacles, and then underneath that is the lovely Ace of Wands. So I think this definitely explains why your focus may not be particularly on your love life going into 2026. I think there are things that you guys need to recover from financially, your career wise. I do see that there is going to be something that's coming up that is going to reignite your spark. But I'm also hearing that you guys may need to meditate on it. I don't know if that's relevant for some of you guys. Some of you guys also, I'm getting a message that if you have moved away from home, you might want to think about going back home for a little bit until you get your finances in order. So that might be relevant for some of you guys. Yeah, I do think this was probably quite a big loss and it has left you in a very difficult situation. But the fact that we have the 4-leaf clover here coming up for you 2026, I think that it's definitely something that is going to be sorted out, is what I want to say, in 2026. Because I do think that you're going to have this like a bolt of energy, this bolt of inspiration. Even if you look at the control card, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean this, but it looks like she is ascending, and this was right next to the Five of Cups. So I do think that whatever it is that you're going through at the moment, 2026 is definitely about getting out of that. I do think that it might be a bit difficult, especially at first, but I do see you guys like kind of just rising up from that, all of the difficulty. I see you guys having like a light bulb moment is also what I'm hearing. Um, so that might also be relevant. And I'm also hearing that some of you guys are finally going to follow your passion. So, um, yeah, some of you guys might be working in real estate or you were working real estate. There might also be something about loss of property that you are going through currently. So again, take that if it resonates. If it doesn't, it's okay. But yes, I'm definitely seeing that. Also, I'm hearing to put your pride aside. So if you guys, for example, have lost a job and you are in a bit of a pickle, um, Spirit is saying not to linger on that, and if you need to go back home to your parents, or even if it's a friend, maybe this is where your friend is coming up, you know, like if they're like, hey, you can come and stay with me for a bit until you get back up on your feet, then that is definitely something that you guys should consider. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing. I'm just checking if there's any significant numbers. It's very interesting that we do have the King of Wands. Some of you guys might have invested something with someone else, and that might have not gone as planned, and maybe you did lose a lot of money as a result. So, 2026 is definitely about building yourself back up, building your finances back up, making smarter choices with your finances, and investments is also what I'm hearing. So, yeah, but I do think it is going to look up for you, definitely, with the Ace of Wands being underneath the Three of Pentacles as well. It's definitely something that you're going to work towards. And I think you guys are going to be working very, very hard as well. I'm feeling that energy. I'm actually feeling a bit out of breath. So I wonder if some of you guys are maybe doing something physical, like manual labor, or construction is also something I'm picking up for you, Paolo. But yeah, I think Spirit is also saying to let it run its course. So whatever you're feeling, let it just happen, and surrender control is what I'm hearing. So you don't need to have everything figured out yet. It'll come to you when it needs to come, is something that is coming up. Okay, so this is what I have for you, career and finances. I know it was a bit of a short overview, but I am going to do in-depth readings for you guys, for career and finance, and then for your love life, for 2026. That's going to be coming up soon. So I'll leave it here for now. This was just a brief overview. And yeah, we'll move into the next aspect, which is your growth in general. Okay, let's go into your personal growth in 2026. What's in store for Pile 1, please, Spirit? What is in store for Pile 1's personal growth? Which way do you want to go? Okay, I'm just going to do it like this. Pile 1's personal growth. Pile 1's personal growth in 2026. Don't know why I wanted to do for some reason 3 because I did 2 only for the love life, but maybe because there was really more of just like a self-focused thing, maybe that's why Spirit just wanted 2 for that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do your oracle. Okay, for Pile 1 Spirit will go in 2026. What can they expect? Pile 1 spiritual growth. Okay. We have Whale and Orca Elders, share your song Frequency of Sound, diving deep. Okay, and then Pile 1, Spiritual Growth. What can we say? Grief. Okay. I'm not surprised to see this come up, especially because we did have the Five of Cups previously and the Sun in reverse, which was very, heavy energy. I do think this is going to be a really, really important year for you, Pile 1, in terms of your growth in general, and I said that from the beginning of the reading. But I love seeing anything with the whale. I don't know why, it just gives me a lot of hope. I feel like whales represent a lot of hope because they're so majestic, and they're these big creatures, but they're so gentle, and I think that also speaks about your spirit, Pal, and I think you're a very sensitive soul, and there might have been something that has happened to you this year that might have also influenced your career and finances. Perhaps somebody that you know, that you love, has passed away, and that had to influence the way your career work going forward, the way your finances work going forward. And I do think that is something that you are dealing with. And I think it's something that you are going to continue to process going into 2026. What I do love is that we have number 1, and then the 20 reduces to 2, and we have 3. So I do think it's going to be a process for you guys, but don't lose hope. That's why I'm hearing again, lean on your friends. There's 2 whales in this picture, So there might be a good support system that you guys have at your side. But I do think that this is something that you guys are going to have to experience. I mean, grief is something that's not linear, it's very up and down. So, sorry, this was annoying me. I think there may be times where you want to isolate yourself as well. You feel like you're a bit powerless. And I'm again hearing don't let pride get in your way with the valid criticism, with the cup tea leaf card. There could be maybe people that care about you, like a friend, coming into your life and telling you, hey, um, and just giving you advice about something. And you may not want to listen, but Spirit is saying try to be open about it because it is going to help you deal with whatever this grief is. So, especially with the Five of Swords here, I mean, this person looks quite sad. It's a very interesting Five of Swords because normally, the person on Five of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, they look, confrontational, smug, even maybe. So, yeah, I think that there might have been a big fallout. I'm hearing in your life that has happened that you're still learning how to deal with. But Spirit is saying not to give up hope, and that again, the process is not going to be linear, but it's going to happen. You're going to get there eventually. And to literally just focus on yourself, put your energy into yourself. I really don't think it's going to be a big year for your love life. And you know what? If that's not a message that you want to hear, you're welcome to look at maybe another group, or if it doesn't resonate and the rest of the reading resonates, you're welcome to do that as well. But yeah, I think it's very interesting that it also says whale and orca elders. There might be people older to you that you look up to, that you can turn to in a moment of difficulty. The King of Swords is also in reverse here, and it says yeah, share of song. So there might be something that you need to say to somebody, or even admit to yourself, is what I'm hearing, that you might not want to at the moment. So yeah, it also does say frequency of sound and diving deep. So there's definitely a push to, I was going to say, to change your perception on certain things that are happening, or that will happen, or scratch that. Let me, I'm kind of like losing my breath a bit, and the energy does feel a bit heavier, so I do apologize. Um, but I'm hearing that the grief is going to change your perception on how you view every aspect of your life. So, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, is also what I'm hearing. If you guys don't have a dog, maybe you can consider getting one if it is something that you can do, obviously, just because they did come up twice in this reading. So, but yeah, I'm getting a strong message to just lean on your friends through this difficult time as well, and to know that you will get back up. I know it sounds very cheesy, but it will happen eventually. It's just something that you have to process. And I'm hearing Spirit also saying there's a lot coming in. I'm hearing Spirit also saying not to push down any grief or any difficult feelings that you might have, because it's necessary to process them. So, and to speak your truth. There might have been okay, this is very specific. If you guys maybe you had signed to a record label, and maybe the person who had worked there, or a manager or something you'd consider to be a friend, kind of like maybe backstabbed you or pulled the rug from underneath you, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Spirit say don't give up on that dream. So if you guys do want to maybe sing, become musicians, whatever it may be, I'm hearing spirits saying that you shouldn't give up on that. So that might be relevant to some of you guys again. But yeah, I love the Three of Wands here, because it does show that the person on the card is still going up the ladder. So I think regardless of what you guys are experiencing, it's something that is just only going to make you stronger at the end. And I know it's so cliche, and it's probably the worst thing to hear, especially when you're going through something difficult, but the perseverance is going to be worth it at the end. The way you view your life, your finances, your career, your love, it's all going to change. Your perception is going to change during 2026. It's going to be a very transformative and difficult year, but it's going to be so rewarding by the end of it, because there are opportunities that are going to present itself. I mean, it says great and good fortune, so that's just around the corner. But Spirit is saying you do need to work on yourself first before those opportunities actually present itself. So, some of you guys might be resonating with the dark night of the soul. You might be going through it currently or will go through it shortly. So, yes, I know that it can be very difficult, but it's very worth it coming out of it. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys. Pile one. I just want to get some significant astral houses or months of the year in 2026 that might be relevant. So for pile one, are there any other relevant houses or months of the year for 2026? Okay, you have success. You see what I'm saying? Do you see? I mean, good fortune and success, it's just around the corner. So, whatever you're feeling discouraged from, like if you did have a business and it didn't end up the way you wanted it, do not give up on that dream. If you are a singer and the rug got pulled from underneath you for some reason, somehow, do not give up on your dream. It's just around the corner. Your success is waiting for you. Okay. Okay, anything else, Bird? Any month or astral house that would be significant? Okay, I'm not going to take all of these. This one did come out first. January. Okay, and January's image is of a freezing cold elephant, I think it is. So, um, yeah, I do think January is probably going to be the most difficult, perhaps, or that's going to just be significant somehow. Maybe some of you guys are also born in January, is what I'm hearing. So, um, some of you guys also might be going through a Saturn return, which it feels like this as well, just going through a lot in your life, because Saturn does make you reevaluate a lot of your life choices. So, that might resonate for some of you guys. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys. Hi, pile 2. If you guys chose the Tiger's Eye and the Good Tarot, this is going to be a reading for what's in store in 2026. I'm going to start off the reading with an overall energy with your tea leaf and this oracle card. And then we'll go into your love life, your career and finances, and your overall personal growth. Okay, so to start off, we have the theme of empowerment, which is awesome. That reduces to a number 8, and it says here, empowerment is the frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we all are connected through the same source. This is very interesting. The first message I'm getting already is that some of you guys might be really into manifesting, and this might be an important year for you in terms of manifesting. So it could be that the abilities that you have in terms of manifesting are amplified, or something that you have been working towards is going to be manifested throughout 2026. Some of you guys might be physicists, I'm also hearing, or just work in the science field, or you're really into metaphysics and quantum physics. If you guys are into that and manifesting, I highly recommend you guys to check out. There's a channel on YouTube. He is called Neuro Knowledge, and he also has a book called Outsmarting Reality. So I think some of you guys might be interested in that. So you should check it out if that is something that you want to do. And then for your tea leaves, we have Broom, New Home, New Attitude. That might be something that some of you guys are manifesting. So, and then we have Broken Bridge, Unsuccessful Outcome to a Problem. We have Nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. We have Older Man, dealings or relationship with an older man. And then you guys got an extra tea leaf. It says, Bo, you are highly thought of. Okay, I'm also immediately getting that some of you guys might be missing your dad. And then I got a very sad energy. So I'm really sorry if that's the case. It feels like maybe you guys might have lost your dad or a fatherly figure, maybe a grandfather even. So yeah, I'm sending a lot of love if that is the case. And I do think they might be coming through in this reading. They might be a spirit guide. So yeah, that might be relevant for some of you, maybe not all of you. Okay, I'm gonna roll your astro dice and then we'll get into the reading. Okay, pile 2. What can pile 2 expect for their main themes of 2026? Oh, okay, awesome. So we have Mercury in Gemini in the eighth house. Okay, interesting. So, Mercury is very happy in Gemini because that is its home, along with Virgo. But in the eighth house, there could be something about an inheritance, is also something that I'm getting, or some of you guys could be doing. Okay, this is very specific, but like, I think it's called investigative journalism. Yes, if that's something you're studying towards, or that's something you're doing, that is going to be quite a big theme for you guys. Um, Number eight, the eighth house. Sorry, the eighth house itself is all about transformation. It's about inheritance. It's about the occult as well. So some of you guys really could be getting into like manifesting powers, even some witchy powers, or just getting more into like tarot and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. Um, yeah, I am getting quite heavily that some of you guys might have lost somebody very close to you. So, the eighth house also does talk about some form of loss. Um, but yeah, and Mercury and Gemini, it's Mercury is all about intellect, it's about communication. It could be also, I'm getting really strongly something about journalism. There could also be for some of you a mentor that might have passed away. So if that is relevant, you can take it or leave it. If it's not, we also have repeating eights here, so it is definitely also going to be a transformative year. For pile one, we did get something very similar, but I do feel like the messages are going to be different in this pile. Um, I also see for some of you that you might be moving away from family and starting over. You might have bought a house of your own, and it might be like you're close to um, an uncle or a father, and that's somebody that you are going to miss because family is something very important to you. So in that way, it's like a loss. It could also be a sibling with Gemini and Mercury. It does make me think of a sibling as well. So you could be the one that is the older man, and maybe you're losing like a younger sister or something. Or you could identify more with the masculine energy, and you do have a sibling that is more feminine, just something to that sort. But yeah, just take it if it resonates. um and let's get into your love life. Let's see what's in store for you guys for your love life. Okay, for pile two's love life in 2026, what is in store for pile two's love life in 2026? Spirit, pile two's love life in 2026. Pile two's love life in 2026. Life in 2026. Okay, pile two's love life in 2026. Okay, and then at the back of the deck we have the Seven of Pentacles. Oops. Okay, very interesting. This again, the Four of Wands talks about your home, your foundation, and the Three of Swords is obviously about heartbreak. So I'm really wondering if some of you guys had to leave your home behind and start over, and it is something that might be upsetting you. It could also be okay. I am getting another message. If you guys have ended a marriage or a very serious relationship where you have a child, you might have to also leave the child behind. You might have a daughter. Take that if it resonates. Again, if it doesn't, it's totally okay. Because Gemini and Mercury also are very childlike energy. So that might be something that's changing for you. And perhaps if you are getting divorced, you do have to obviously move away, which means spending less time with your child as well. And also leaving behind somebody that you thought you would spend your life with. So it could be something with this here. I think it's a broken bridge. Yeah, it could be something that you thought that you could work through, but it didn't end up working out. So yeah, that might be something for some of you, and I'm hearing now you have to start over. This is very random, but I am getting the song. It's literally called Start Over by 5 Seconds of Summer. It's something that came out very recently, and I'm a big fan, and that is the energy that I'm getting actually from this particular section of your reading. So this might be relevant to you. Something you have to build from scratch again. It's something that you did spend a lot of time building, and now it's kind of broken, so to say. And I think 2026 is kind of about starting something brand new, um, going through those motions and starting over, not just for yourself, I'm hearing. So again, if some of you guys might have a child, if not, maybe it's just to know that you know what, your family is counting on you. So that's something that you do take into consideration as well. um for others of you, like I said in the beginning, you may have lost um a father or fatherly figure, and that is something that you are dealing with at the moment. It's tremendous loss, and it feels like I'm also it's very important in 2026 to get back in touch with your inner child, to heal your inner child. Some of you may have had like a strained relationship initially with your dad, and maybe I'm hearing that you thought you had more time. There's a lot of messages coming through, so please bear with me. But just take the situation that resonates with you the most. So I'm hearing that some of you guys might have thought that you had more time with your dad, or that I'm hearing that you just met them. So if it was not your dad, it could have just been like an uncle, or just a mentor or something, and you lost them before you even knew what was going on. So and now I'm hearing like now you're on your own and you have to figure things out on your own. But 2026, honestly, like it says on this card, empowerment, it's all about going through those motions with the eighth house again, and Mercury in Gemini. I'm hearing also like try and use your voice to make a difference. So I do think some of you guys do work as a journalist or investigative journalist. So that might be relevant in that sense, but it is all about stepping back into your power. So I'm sorry. When I get like a bit burpy, I know it's because it's a lot of energy coming through that I'm channeling. So I do apologize for that. Um, anyways, so that might be relevant to some of you guys. I think the message on the empowerment card is also spirit reminding you that if you have lost somebody and you are dealing with that grieving process, to remember that the loved ones that you have never actually left you. They're always going to be in your heart, and use that strength from that person in your heart going forward. Don't know if that makes sense exactly, but that is something I'm hearing. So again, take it if it resonates. And I'm also hearing not to blame yourself. I'm not exactly sure how that's relevant, to be honest. I don't really see. Maybe there was something that you tried to sort out with. I am getting another person in the mix. Just an FYI, there is another person involved here. So if you had tried to sort things out and it just didn't work, Spirit is saying it's fine, because there is a brand new start for you waiting. And that also that this needed to happen in a way in order to push you out of your comfort zone to grow. Um, change and growth is very uncomfortable, but it is necessary. And I just realized we didn't get our oracle cards. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me do the oracle cards, and then we will talk more about your love life. I just was getting so many messages. So you have a lot of spirit guides or spirit team behind you, pile two. Anything else, pile two, for 2026 that they need to know? Anything else that they need to know? Openness. Okay. And then we're going to get one more. Okay, anything else for pile 2 in 2026, please, Spirit? Okay, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Yeah, definitely all about your growth in 2026 and moving on from whatever it is, this heaviness that you're feeling from whatever loss it is, you might resonate with pile one, but I do feel like in general the energies are slightly different. I also noticed we have a 7, 8, and 9 here. So yeah, there might be some messages for you in pile one because pile one also had a theme of grief. So, um, and also about a very transformative year in 2026. So yeah, but the messages do seem it's similar, the foundation of it, but messages itself seem a bit different. So um where was I? Okay. Okay, with openness, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time, that's what I was saying earlier as well, is that spirit is saying like this has to happen in order for you to grow. I think that there's going to be so much of enlightenment coming from this period of healing and going through this heartbreak, and whatever it is that you guys are currently feeling, it's not going to last forever. And yes, you have to start from scratch, but there's going to be so much happening in your life once you embrace that as well. There's so many opportunities coming your way. This says new home and new attitude. So this new attitude could be openness. This might not be something that you guys were open to, for lack of better words, or this might not have been, maybe you've been very closed off in the past, and 2026 is all about being open to new opportunities, going into the unknown. If you look at this card as well, the blue flame, it's in the dark and you only see a shadow here in blue light. So it's kind of just stepping into the dark and just finding out what's there, finding your own light is what I'm hearing. So I'm also getting an emphasis on opening your throat chakra. So if that is relevant to some of you guys, you can take that message. um if you guys do have a child involved in this reading somehow, so one of the scenarios that I'd mentioned, um I'm also getting that they still love you. So I don't know if that was meant for somebody in particular, maybe just one person, but I'm hearing that they do still love you. So I am also getting like custody battles. So yeah, that might be something that you guys are going through. There's quite a lot of messages here for you, pile two, especially compared to pile one. So that might be something. I'm also sensing this was basically a tower moment, especially with spontaneous awakening. The tower is all about taking down a foundation that was not even stable in the first place, like to begin with. And it's a necessary thing that has to happen. And it is something that has to do with growth. It's Scorpio energy, and Scorpio is Plutonian energy, so it's all about growth. So definitely something that I'm seeing for your. This is supposed to be your love life, so yeah, that person is coming through quite strongly. That I do sense that a lot of you guys are going through some sort of heartbreak, losing your home, losing your family, losing maybe even a partner. Some of you guys, I know this is very heavy, but you might have also lost a child, and if you have, I'm really, really sorry. I can't imagine that that's an easy thing to deal with, and I understand why this process might be daunting and scary to deal with, and I'm sure it's not going to be easy, but it's going to have a lot of work, into it. But um I do see that family is just a really big theme for you guys. So this is supposed to be love life, but I'm getting more of a familial thing, so I'm just gonna take it as it comes. Um, okay, so I'm going to actually move on to your career and finances. Not getting much else. So I also had Marie Antoinette, so I have no idea how that's. Well, I did say some of you guys might be into like physics and stuff, or physicist or whatever it may be, so that might be relevant to some of you guys. But I am going to move on to your career and finances part of your reading now. Okay, pile two. I'm just gonna give it a bit of a shuffle. These cards are too big for my hands, but yeah, we're gonna try anyways. So I'm gonna look into your career and finances in 2026. What Spirit have to say for 2026 for pile two's career and finances? Pile two's career and finances. Okay, pile two's career and finances. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take that upright because yeah, it's being called to do that. Pile two's career and finances. What is in store for pile two's career and finances, please, Spirit? Okay. King of Swords at the back, and then I'm gonna do the oracle cards before we get carried away again. Okay. Pile two's career and finances. What is in store for pile two's career and finances? Okay, it says forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Oh, I really love this energy, but okay. I'm just gonna get one more and then we'll go into it. Okay. Pile two's career and finances. What do we have for pile two's career and finances? We have hesitation with the number 3. Okay, I actually really like this energy. Okay, I think it's definitely being reiterated here that whatever you're hesitating to do going into 2026, it's definitely going to pay off. um, I think that with the magician here, you have that's literally about manifestation again. So while your love life did feel a bit heavy, there might be a lot going on behind the scenes, is what I'm hearing. I feel like in terms of your career and finances, you've got that. Like you got that bag sorted, honestly. I'm just feeling like very good energy. So from your career and finances, I do think that you might get into a leadership position. There might be something unconventional that you're starting for yourself. I'm getting so much of like just like how do I say it, like a science energy. That sounds so stupid, but I'm just getting like a sciencey energy. You guys are the ultimate alchemist, in 2026 regarding your career. And 2026 also reduces to the number 1, and this is the magician, so it's all about taking charge of your life. And it says pave a new path. So if there's something that you want to do that maybe you're hesitating to do because maybe it's not something that others have done, Spirit is saying to just, that's your passion, you should start it. It's something that you are emotionally invested in, and you have the resources that you need to actually go down that path. So if it is something that you're passionate about, I think it is something that you should just do. I'm also again getting the investigative journalism, especially with the King of Swords being at the back here. So if you guys are on TV, I'm also getting, excuse me again, you see there's a lot of energy coming through. Um, or if you guys want to be on TV and take that leap, going into the spotlight, so to say, this might be a great time to do that in 2026. And yeah, I think that you guys are, I'm also hearing, going to be using the occult for, your manifestations and stuff. So again, like maybe some of you guys are doing some spells or whatever it may be, manifestation techniques. Affirmations might be a good one for you with the A energy coming out here, as well as with the Mercury and Gemini. So maybe even, just yeah, the affirmation, saying it out loud, might be something that is significant to you guys. But yeah, I think 2026 is when you're just taking the reins, pile two. Like, this is your year. This is what you want to do, and that's it. No nonsense here. So, yeah, I see that it is a very, very good year for you in terms of your career and finances. And I do think I'm hearing like a good balance between your heart and your head when it comes to your career and finances. Um, there could have also been somebody that left you money as well, and you're investing it into doing something that you've always wanted to do. So again, not might not be for everybody, but um, that might resonate for some of you guys. Um, so yeah, I am getting a lot of representation of older men in this reading. So yeah, take it if it follows. If it resonates, sorry, I don't know why I said follows, but um, whoever this is might just be a spirit guide as well. That's just right there by you and supporting you, guiding you. But yeah, I definitely see you taking charge, like with be the leader you wish you had, and magician here with the King of Swords, like that's definitely you just taking charge of your life. You're gonna have a brand new attitude going into 2026. You might already have it. So um yeah, this is amazing. I don't have much else to say because I feel like if you know, you know. Like if this is something you're hesitating to do and take charge on or take the lead on, Spirit is really encouraging you to just go for it because it is a good thing that you want to do, I'm hearing, and it's a good opportunity and there's success for it as well. This also could be starting, I'm hearing, like you know, like how you get like women empowerment groups and non-profit organizations as well. So it could be something like that that you guys are starting, and it really takes off. So yeah, but Spirit is saying like you have the resources to do all of this, so just go for it. um yeah, and I'm gonna go into your growth in general for 2026. Okay, pile 2, let's go into your growth for 2026. Okay, I've been told to shuffle it like this. Never mind. I cannot shuffle it like this for the life of me. Please do not laugh at me. These are so big as well. But anyways, okay, for pile 2's growth, what can we expect? Pile 2's growth in 2026. Are there any messages that we have for pile 2? We have the Six of Wands. Pile 2's growth. Any messages that we're getting for pile 2? We have the Knight of Cups. Anything for pile 2's 2026 in terms of their growth? Spread. And the Page of Pentacles. The Three of Swords once again at the back. There's definitely a lot of healing that you guys are doing, pile 2. And I think it's beautiful because you are alchemizing this energy of grief and sorrow and hurt, and you're using it and creating something magnificent. And that is what empowerment is. You know, I'm hearing also, again, you're putting yourself on a pedestal, and I think I might have said that in pile 1 actually, but I do see that you guys are definitely like you're there. I think that's something you guys are already working on, so it's amazing. Okay, pile 2's growth. Anything that we can say, Spirit, for pile 2's growth for 2026? Okay, sadness. Yep, that's a very interesting sadness card. Okay, anything for pile 2's growth in 2026? Okay, we have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. That is exactly what it is, actually. It's potential. There's so much of potential building up for you guys. Pile 2. Yes, we have the sadness card here with the Three of Swords, which kind of echoes the same sort of message. But look at how beautiful the sadness card is. Like, have you ever seen something so beautiful? So I do think that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm hearing there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. All you guys have to do is just believe in yourselves and your dream to push forward. There's victory waiting for you guys, you know. I do think that in terms of love, that is something you are going to be discouraged from because you are hurt and healing from it. But this sadness card just echoes healing for me, and it also reduces to the number 8. This is such an important year for you guys. um yeah, wow, I'm just kind of fascinated with your reading, to be honest. I think there's a lot of healing that is going to take place and is currently taking place, but the healing is going to be so worth it at the end. It's going to rebuild your, sorry, I had to straighten that out. It's going to rebuild your entire personality. You're going to come out with this, you're going to come out seeming like a new person at the end of it, is also something I'm hearing. So um yeah, this is amazing. Honestly, I'm so impressed. I know that the energy is a bit heavy, especially with grief. I do think you guys have lost someone, excuse me, that was close to you, and I do think it's really taking a toll on you. But the way you're handling it, like, I look up to you guys. I look up to you guys so much right now because the energy is amazing. You're channeling all of this grief and this sadness, and you're turning it into something amazing. It's like the rain. After the rain, there's a rainbow, you know. I'm sorry, that's so cheesy, but that is something that I'm seeing strongly here, is that you're being the ultimate magician in your life. You're turning all of the pain and the sorrow that you've had, um, and you're turning it into something amazing. I am seeing another theme of children here. So some of you guys might be working with kids. Also getting maybe social worker. So I do see you guys. You guys are making a difference, and in the best way possible. And if you guys do have a family, I do think you are making your family very, very proud. So, I mean, there's nothing even to say. I mean, the opportunities that are coming towards you in 2026 because you are handling this sadness and this grief like a freaking boss. Like, honestly, it's going to be just endless. There's so much coming towards you. There's so much of potential, and I think that's something you can identify already. So, honestly, I'm already congratulating you. You are the embodiment of empowerment, pile 2. So honestly, just incredible. And I'm wishing you guys all the best. Actually, wait, let's close the reading with if Spirit has any houses that are coming into play or months of the year for 2026 for pile 2. Anything? Okay, we have April. Anything else for pile 2? Okay, there's 2 more. We have happiness. I mean, look at that. You have sadness and you have happiness. Like, oh, and then September. Okay, so that might be significant months for you guys. There might be some turning points in April or September. Maybe that's somebody's birthday, or just something significant happens in the month. And I love that you have the duality or the polarity of sadness and happiness. I mean, that is how the universe works. You know, there's for there to be dark, there has to be light. With the feminine comes masculine. There's polarity in the universe. That is how it works. And I think I'm saying this because you guys are probably, you already know this already. Um, if you know if you know like a bit more of the metaphysics in manifestation, then that's something that you already do know about. And I suspect that a lot of you do. If not, I think that's something you guys are going to get into. There's so many messages that I'm like, I feel like I'm talking so fast here, but that is all I have for you guys, pile 2, and I'm wishing you all the best for 2026. I really love this card, and I'm seeing there's a lot of light for you guys coming in. So yeah, lots of love, and you guys are gonna get through this, and I will see you in the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you have heard. Hi pile 3, if you guys chose the Botswana agate as well as the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, this is going to be a reading for what's in store for 2026. I started by already shuffling your oracle cards for your overall theme. So to start off, we have the solar plexus chakra with the number 3. It says here the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. Okay, forgive me if I sound out of breath. Pile 2's reading was amazing. It was wild. But it was a lot to channel. So okay, then for your tea leaves, we have I, psychic ability, trust your intuition. We have wall, misunderstanding, and we have whale, great worry over nothing. I've been taking 4 or more actually for the other piles, but okay, we will stop at 3. Okay, and then I'm just gonna roll astro dice to see also what's in store for pile 3 for 2026. Okay, we have Mars in Scorpio in the 6th house. Okay, so Mars is a very action-driven energy. It's very assertive, it's aggressive, it's very much impulsive, and it's in its home of Scorpio. It is generally in traditional astrology. It's actually ruled by Mars. So yeah, it's in its home sign. It's in a very happy sign, and it's in the 6th house. So it's very interesting because your solar plexus also has to do with your confidence, and I'm getting a lot to do with your physical health. Pile three, that might be something that you guys are really working towards, improving maybe, or just changing in general in 2026. So that might be something significant to you. It could be also, sorry, I'm trying to channel the energy. It's a bit interesting. I'm also getting that there might be a fight with a coworker, or there might be like a misunderstanding essentially with a coworker, because Mars is a very aggressive energy, and the sixth house does talk about like your workplace as well and your environment. So that might be something that you're overcoming in 2026. And yeah, I think overall just working on your solar plexus chakra, um, which is your willpower, it's your confidence as well. So that's very interesting. I'm not getting any other messages at the moment, so I'm going to go into your tarot, and we're going to start with your love life, and then we will start with your career and finances, and then finally your personal growth. Okay, so I don't think I have any reversals for this deck, and I am going to leave it that way. Just an FYI, because the other two piles did have reversals. I'm just being called to take the cards as is. Okay, so for pile three's love life, what can they expect in 2026? Pile three's love life in 2026. Okay, that's a bit too much. Pile three's love life. Okay, in 2026, pile three's love life, what can they expect? Okay, pile three's love life, what can they expect in 2023? Wands. Okay, and at the back of the deck we have the Page of Cups. Okay, so this deck is pretty cool. There are some little excerpts at the bottom here. We can go through them, and then I'm going to shuffle your oracles, and then we'll get into it. Okay, so for the Eight of Cups, we have, if your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. And then for the Justice card, that is so cute, we have, stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Interesting. For Nine of Wands, we have, it would take a hell of a lot of more to defeat you. Okay. And then for Page of Cups, we have, let yourself be continually surprised by this thing called life. Okay, I'm already getting some messages, but excuse me. I'm sorry, there's a lot of energy to release here. But I do want to pull your tarot, I mean your oracle, sorry, before we get into any of the other stuff. So just want to check if this is all in frame. Yes. Okay. Okay, so for pile three's love life, what can they expect? You're not for everybody. Sorry, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Okay, I'm just gonna straighten this out so we can make space for, sorry, these cards are so big for my my tiny hands. So we're gonna do one more oracle deck, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, pile three's love life, what can they expect? Pile three's love life, what can they expect for 2026? Pile three's love life in 2026. Vision. Okay, immediately what I'm hearing is, do not settle for less. If there's something that you have in mind that you want in your partner, 2026 is all about realizing that you do not have to settle for less. Especially with the excerpts at the bottom of these cards. I think that you've been probably through a hell of a lot in your love life, but Spirit is saying, do not settle just because you feel like you aren't going to get any better. To trust your intuition, there you go, because everything will be just fine. So if there's something that maybe you're reluctant to leave, perhaps you've been in a relationship for a very long time, but maybe it's just not fulfilling anymore, or you feel like they're not accepting you for who you are. I do see is 2026 is when you're going to get the courage to leave that behind and explore a relationship that you really, really want and that really is for you. So I think it's a very important year, 2026. I do see there is any opportunity for love coming up. Um, but it is only after you accept yourself for who you are and embrace the fact that I'm sorry, I'm like getting caught in my some of you guys might have a stutter, so this is something I'm channeling from maybe one of your guides. But I do feel very nervous all of a sudden as well. I don't know what happened there, but anyways, I'm also hearing clumsy, but I feel like if you guys have certain aspects of yourself that you feel like people might judge, um, Spirit is saying that the person that is truly meant for you is not going to judge you. The person that you want to spend your life with, I think you have a very clear vision of who that is, who that type of person is, rather. It could be who that is, but who the type of person is. And excuse me, energy releasing. It's all about leaving that behind and actually chasing after what you want. Not chasing, but using the power to manifest what you want. You need to build that confidence within yourself. You need to build that love within yourself. If you don't have that within yourself, how can you expect it from somebody else, right? So I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it really is true. That is how the universe works. So um, I think it's an important year to that also makes sense because Mars is also very action driven. So if there is something that you do need to leave behind, Spirit is saying that the blessing is there because there's something much better waiting for you at the end of it. It almost looks like they're like kind of like looking at each other in a way because she's looking out at the sea and this person is standing at the sea with the cup awaiting. So yeah, I think it's just getting the courage to leave what you're not happy in anymore. And remembering that you do have a vision and that vision was put in your heart and your head for a reason, and you don't need to accept anyone putting you down. And I'm getting a little bit heated here, but if that has happened and somebody has made you feel bad for being who you are, that's absolutely awful. And yeah, that's not something that you need to put up with. And I also am hearing that I don't think it would be as big of a deal as you think it might be to leave whatever the situation or person is behind to actually go after what you want. I think it's actually something that's going to be very relieving at the end of it. So, yeah, that is what I'm getting for your love life. I know it's not extensive, but I do plan to do an entire reading for your love life in 2026. So, you guys can have a look out for that. But at the moment, that is all I have. And I'm going to go into your next part, which is your career and finances. Okay, so for pile three's career and finances in 2026. Oh, that's a lot, sorry. What can I expect? Okay, we have Good Luck Charm and the Patient Witch. This is the Hanged Man, and this is the Wheel of Fortune, I think. Yes, it is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, for 2026, Pile three's career, what can they expect? Pile three's career in 2026. What can they expect in 2026? I keep thinking a card is going to come out and then it doesn't come out. So maybe there's something that you guys have been waiting for a while and you haven't gotten like a response. Maybe it was an interview that you guys went for. But anyways, let's see. For pile 3, 2026, career and finance. Queen of Wands. Okay. And then at the back we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. I'm just going to pull some oracle and then we'll get into it. Okay. Pile 3, 2026, career and finance. What can they expect? Okay. We have the Great Severing, Mars energy. Again. Oh, awesome. Anger, conflict, softening to love. I do think there's a coworker that you might be fighting with, pile 3, or that maybe you just have like a dislike towards. I think I'm getting that really strongly for some of you guys. Anyways, okay. So for pile 3, career and finances, Anything else? Pile 3, career and finances, please, Spirit, for 2026. Paradox. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. So, with the good luck charm, it says here, if nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. It's very funny because in pile 2 we were talking a lot about alchemy, and I did say I was gonna say accused, but like I did say that pile 2 might be doing some witchcraft there because their career and finances reading was very interesting. So you guys might also resonate with that. Um, and then with the patient witch, we have learned to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. And the Queen of Wands, replace your self doubt with self confidence. And then we get the theme of confidence again come up, like with the solar plexus chakra and what we picked up on previously. Okay, and then we have Three of Pentacles. What's the same? Teamwork makes the spell work. Okay, immediately I'm getting that maybe some of you guys have very strong Aries energy as well. With Mars coming out again, I know we have Scorpio, but Mars is also with Aries. So maybe you guys like to always lead and you like to have like this control over things. Maybe because you're scared that if you don't do it, then somebody else is just not going to do it well enough. So you might as well do it yourself. And I think that's where Spirit is like, there might be something coming up with your work that you need to take a step back on for once, I'm hearing, and actually work together as a team. There might be somebody that you have to work with closely in 2026. Maybe not throughout the year, but that might be something important. That's why it's coming up. And I think you might have to put your differences aside because I do see that this is going to be something successful for you guys. And I think that you honestly are good at what you do. So, oh, that just flickered to Aquarius. Whoops. Aquarius, maybe the season might be significant, but yeah, I think that in terms of your career and finances, there's going to be a lot that you do with other people. Perhaps you are moving jobs and you're starting somewhere, and um, maybe you and I'm also hearing a boss might not see eye to eye. So I'm hearing Spirit say that maybe you need to take a step back and reevaluate how you look at things, especially in your career. Um, it's very interesting that we have themes of an eye here. There's an eye here and there's an eye here with psychic ability and trust your intuition. Excuse me, there's a lot of releasing of energy again. So I wonder if maybe it's with paradox, maybe it's somebody that your gut is telling you that, oh, this person is just not good energy, you know. But I think maybe it's something you just have to put aside because for the sake of work. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just do see that you are clashing with somebody, and I do see that's where the paradox is coming from. Is like you feel like you shouldn't maybe trust this person or work with this person, but you're kind of forced to work with the person, so you have to. Um, so you kind of have to kind of put like a little bit of trust into them in order to get the work done, even though your gut is telling you not to trust them. Um, but I do think that um, whatever it is, I think you are going to be able to get past it. And it's not to say your intuition was not right. Perhaps there's something that you guys do kind of bond over, and maybe if one thing was bugging you about this person, you'll find out that it wasn't actually as deep as it you originally thought it was, is what I'm hearing. So, um, yeah, I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of masculine energy, and I think that is going to be highlighted again in 2026. But with the stillness here, um, surrendering and being still is more associated with the feminine energy. So that might also be something that you guys will work on going into 2026. As fiery as the Queen of Wands is, she's very she's confident, you know. So I love that the replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. So um yeah, this is really interesting for your career, but I do see there is something that you have to do with other people, that you have to work closely with other people for. Maybe some of you guys are acting. I'm also hearing that you guys might be acting, especially with her putting like makeup on and stuff and working together. So you might be acting with people that maybe you don't agree with, or whoever is directing, maybe you don't agree with them. But I do see like Spirit saying that, you know, you can just put that aside for a little bit. I do think that it'll come up. Like the conflict is going to come up in 2026. I won't lie to you. There's going to be like butting of heads, is what I'm hearing. But I think eventually you're just going to kind of say, you know what, like, this is how you see things, this is how I see things, and we can accept that from each other and move on, um, for the sake of the team, is what I'm hearing. So some of you guys might be entering a leadership position, so leading a team, and maybe there's just somebody that's um, under you, so to say, that you just aren't seeing eye to eye with either. So that's what I'm getting for your career and finances. I'm also seeing that you guys might be looking at things through a different perspective. So it could be with this person, because I am getting a person come through strongly. So um, okay, I'm going to go to your last part of your reading, which is your growth part. Okay, pile 3, let's do your last part of your reading, which is your growth for 2026. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups, your growth for 2026. Think about pile 3's growth for 2026. We have the 6 of Wands, growth for 2026 for pile 3. Pile 3's growth in 2026. 3 of Swords. That's very interesting. 6 of Wands and 3 of Swords came up in pile 2 as well. Okay, and then we have the Hierophant at the back of the deck. Okay. Pile 3's growth in 2026. What can pile 3 expect? The growth in 2026. Oops. Growth in 2026. We have expansion. Love that. Okay. Pile 3's growth in 2026. What can pile 3 expect in 2026? The growth, overall growth. Okay. Okay, pile 3, there's a lot about surrendering. Now that I'm looking at it, it could be a lot about surrendering to what you're feeling and your emotions. Maybe you're somebody that's always been in your masculine energy and always tried to push things away. Um, Perhaps you didn't ever feel comfortable with crying, or feel like it's okay to have emotions that are not happy or, bubbly all the time. And I'm seeing spirit saying that embracing that and letting yourself feel that is what's going to help you grow in 2026. There are things from your past that you might not have dealt with or healed, maybe even things from when you were younger, that you do need to address here. I just want to read out what it says at the bottom of these cards. The 9 of Cups says, live in a constant state of gratitude. 6 of Wands says, you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. 3 of Swords says, it's okay to cry. So there's again, this with the 6 of Wands, you're a big deal, so start acting like it. That's also a theme that's coming through of being more confident and um, finding that confidence within yourself. I feel like maybe some of you guys might put up a facade that, I know what I'm doing and I am always confident, and, you don't need validation from everybody else. But that might be a wound that you need to heal, because I think it is something that you do look for in other people, and maybe deep down you don't feel as confident as you should. And it might be something that you have felt from previous relationships, and I'm getting again from your childhood, maybe from school. um with the hierophant at the back, tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. It reminds me of the stigma, that especially with people of color, the men of color, that they have against them when if they show any sort of emotion, like crying or, just being sad in general. There's such a bad stigma, because of the way that a lot of us grew up, and it's kind of reminding me of the same thing. So perhaps you guys grew up in an environment where it was not okay to cry, and it was not okay to express how you feel, um, and it kind of just shut down your confidence. And maybe you were more confident, you were more comfortable with putting on a mask to say that, hey, no, I am confident. But I don't think it is something that you've actually fully felt in yourself. And 2026 is all about finding that again with the expansion card here. There's so much awaiting for you. like it says, you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. So again, I'm also getting that again, that some of you guys might be in the acting industry, or maybe just in front of the camera, so that might be an interesting thing. If you guys do resonate with that, you can take it. This I'm sorry card says defenselessness, righting past wrongs and uprooting. I think there's a lot that you need to forgive yourself for, pile three. I'm also guilty of this. There's a lot of things that I beat myself up over that I shouldn't, honestly. Um, you should forgive yourself for it, because the only one that's hurting you at the end of the day is you. So there might be things that maybe you didn't do well in the past, and you just keep ruminating over it. And I do this as well. I ruminate a lot, but those are things that you can't rewrite and you can't change, and you cannot live in the past. All you can focus on is your present, and your present moment is definitely pushing you towards finding that confidence again within yourself, realizing that you have the power, the personal power, the willpower within yourself to trust your intuition more and know that it's leading you into the right direction. Because at the end of it, you're going to get everything that you want. You just need to face all of those emotions that you've been pushing down, or just maybe you didn't even necessarily push it down, but subconsciously it was like, oh no, this happens to all kids, like, yeah, their parents say this to all kids, so I'm not anything special. Why do I need to feel bad about it? Is kind of the thing I'm hearing. So um things that hurt you, they it doesn't mean you reacting to things that hurt you doesn't mean that it's not valid, even if it's something that you feel is insignificant. If it's hurt you, it's hurt you, and all you need to do going forward is try and heal from it and reflect on those emotions, meditate on those emotions if you have to. um but there's nothing wrong with feeling what you feel. So that is the message that I'm getting for you in terms of your growth. There's a lot of confidence that you're finding within yourself in 2026, pile 3. So um it's very exciting. So I'm really looking forward to it for you guys, because I do think it's going to be action driven, but you're also going to find that balance within yourself of when to sit still, when to surrender, when to not always take action. What I'm hearing is inspired action. So maybe reflecting before you act out anything, before you take any sort of action. So yeah, that is what I'm feeling. Shrooms might be important to some of you guys, is what I'm getting. So I also do see that some of you guys might have a habit of overthinking. Sorry if you can hear that. It's about to storm here in South Africa. So uh, well, in South Africa is the entire country. In Gauteng, in South Africa. So, anyways, not that that's important, but that storm also makes me think of just releasing all of the energy that you've been keeping in. And um, when you ruminate, it's probably because you are overthinking. So the Three of Swords also makes me think of like just overthinking unnecessarily. So if that is something that you guys struggle with, um, I am getting Reiki healing. If you guys do believe in that sort of thing, then maybe try Reiki healing. But therapy is also such a great way to release everything that you didn't even realize that you had held in. So if you guys are open to therapy, I highly suggest that you go for a few sessions and just try and get everything out. Um, anyways, let me see. I'm going to end off the reading with any months or houses that are significant for 2026 for you guys. So, Spirit, anything significant for 2026 for pile 3? 6 for pile 3. Months or houses significant for pile 3 for 2026. Okay, we have marriage, and then anything significant for pile 3 for 2026. We have March, the month of March. Okay, so marriage, this is an astral house card. So marriage is the seventh house. The seventh house also talks about partnerships. So again, it might be just working in tandem with somebody. It could be somebody that you are married with. Maybe you guys run a business together, and in terms of business, you guys aren't seeing eye to eye, and there's always just, clashes and misunderstandings or whatever. So that could be significant, but the house associated with marriage is the seventh house. Again, this is an astral house card, so yeah, it does talk about partnerships, business partnerships as well. So definitely, I am seeing something that you have to work with somebody. Um, and yeah, the month of March might be significant to you guys. Um, yeah, that is what I'm seeing. Some of you guys might be born in March as well. And then you also have three, and March is the third month. So yeah, I think that is where I'm gonna leave your reading for you guys. Pile three. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm wishing you guys all the best for the future. And I hope 2026 turns out amazing for you guys. Thank you. Bye.